I had a dream, once I had a dream, that I wanted to have a place where I can actually teach kids to learn about fashion design and sewing. When I opened the studio, I said, I'm going to teach kids as young as 6 years old to sew, and everybody looked at me like I was crazy. The fact of the matter is that I was learning how to sew at the age of 5. I want to share with you the studio because it's a place, it's really heaven for most of the kids, and I have to say also for adults. We basically at the studio play. We play and experiment with everything to do with fashion, technology, printing, and I want to share with you this first video.
And teaching makes me more useful. I love to see that sparkle when they realize I do have that in me. I just didn't know. My name is Angie Cohen, and I'm the creative director of Design Lab Miami.
Design Lab is a creative studio in North Miami Beach, Florida, where we teach kids, teens, and adults all about sewing, design, fashion, and fashion technology.
This is a hub of creativity. We're teaching the kids basic technology infusions within the fashion world, using LED lights with conductive threads, creating bracelets, buttons, and accessories on a 3D printer. And the HP Sprout makes that more of like a real-life type of experience. Really, you see how intimate they get.
This is a digital generation of kids. What HP has allowed us to do is incorporate a new set of skills, a new way of looking at things.
Before the HP technology, there seemed to be a barrier to where Design Lab could go. Technology really has reinvented the business by giving a whole new focus to it and attracting a whole new crowd of people.
Everyone deserves the opportunity to be as creative as you can be. A lot of the time, kids feel like they're pressured to be on the same page as everyone else, but having their own elite pad in the class has made it comfortable for them.
The more comfortable we can make people, the better equipped for life they're going to be.
We want our kids to be more hands-on because the best type of experience you can get is literally going out into the field and doing it yourself. They're really lucky to have access to all of this amazing technology that has given them the opportunity to really achieve pure success creatively.
The idea that anything is possible is pretty infectious.
So I'm here to talk to you about sustainability and fashion and design and the kind of disgusting and polluting way fashion is becoming. Do you know that clothing takes the longest to biodegrade? We need to change the way that we do this business in terms of the textile industry and the fashion industry. There's new innovative technologies and and material science, that are coming out right now that are really helping us to change the way that we used to create fabrics and creating sewing and fashion. These are 3 companies that right now are innovating processes. One is Awesome. It's a company that takes old garments and breaks them down into fibers, creating a new material, and you're going to see some of the kids created with this textile. Then the other one is EcoAlf. They actually go ahead and into the ocean and collect all the garbage, plastic bottles, you can imagine netting, and they will create a new textile. This fabric also was given to us to test it, and I have a couple of kids wearing some of this material. And the next process is something actually kind of new. It is Vintage Alchemy. It's a company that uses secondhand garments and brings technology into it. So whether it is laser cutting or 3D printing. There is a new, like I said, generation of new materials. Some of them For example, here is the orange fabric, orange fibers, which Ferragamo is actually doing a collection with. I'm actually wearing one of the scarves that they created with this fiber. Then this apple leather that is also from Italy. There is many companies such as this, and I know that Keith from Polysix, he spoke earlier today about how they can get plastic out of citruses, oils. I believe that education is the key. I believe that the earlier we start, the better the world would be. I see firsthand at the studio how the kids engage in this. They love it. I want to share with you our first project at the studio was a very simple project. We wanted to create garments out of regular things, out of stuff the kids had in the lunch boxes. So we end up creating a dress made, in many other things, by the way, out of juice pouches. It got to the point where parents were calling me and asking me, Angie, enough of the garbage. My house is a dumpster. The kids go to the street and collect because they see possibility. I mean, I understand it gets to the point, but that's one example. Then we went into upcycle, where we asked the kids to go into their closets and find garments that they no longer fit, or maybe ask their parents if they're going to get rid of any materials, any garments, they can give it to them and they can transform them. I have to tell you, some parents called me and said, my most expensive jeans got cut up. Please, no more. We were able to create out of jeans, jackets, and that was in the previous slide. With men's shirts, you can create pants and shorts and all kinds of things. After that, we decided, why don't we create our own material? I mean, why not? Everybody is kind of doing it. So we got the SCOBY for the kombucha, and it was a scientific experiment that it was so funny because we altered the formula. So it was a scientific thing related to fashion, and this is the garment that came out of that. This bioplastic garment, bathing suit, is actually supposed to be biodegradable because in 3 months it's supposed to biodegrade. The truth is getting there. You will see it today. But we actually use technology on this, and on the side you can see those little holes were made with a laser cutter. But enough of me talking about what the kids are doing. I'm going to share with you a video that was filmed during Miami Fashion Week where the kids are sharing their experiences in their own words. For me, it's my mission to continue empowering the kids. Since I can see the kids growing personally, I want every child in the world to feel the same way. Why not?
Hello. We kind of just played around with it, and then it became this dress with this special fabric underneath that's kind of like the color of my skin. Okay, I am going to show this dress in the Miami Fashion Week.
Me llamo Luna, tengo 11 años y soy diseñadora de moda.
I don't like the word no and impossible. One of my slogans is, anything is possible.
When it comes to sustainable practices, we experiment with 2 types of fabric. There's vegan leather, which is made out of kombucha, a type of tea you can buy at Whole Foods, mixed with vinegar, sugar, and water, and that creates a biodegradable leather without any animal products, and it produces a fabric that looks just like leather. So this is completely biodegradable, and when mixed with water, it will erode in 3 months. And when it comes to plastics, the same 3 ingredients can create plastic, And this also biodegrades in 3 months when in contact with water. And you can, with change of one ingredient, you can change it from this consistency to something as hard as PLA. When it comes to 3D printing, the sustainable practices that you can use for 3D printing is that the filament that's in the machine, you can use recycled plastic, and with that, you can create types of weaves. So this resembles a type of sweater pattern that we created by actually messing up the machine.
Since a young age, I've been always obsessed with fashion, and I'm very happy that I've had the opportunity to start here, learning how to sew, learning different materials and different kinds of concepts I can pursue in fashion. And when I see students here that are even younger than I was when they started here, I think it's so amazing how they know how to sew, and they have so much fun while doing it, and I know they probably tell their friends about it. So everyone here, we have a lot of fun. We each have our different design styles, and we kind of bounce ideas off each other. So like if we're working on something, I'll be like, hey, like what do you think about this? Or somebody will ask me something. So we're very like cool with each other, and we like to share our ideas.
I just opened a nonprofit organization called Design Lab Give, and my first pilot program is going to be in Colombia, and I'm taking my crew, including kids, to teach other kids, because I also think that's very powerful. A child teaching a child what they know.
I'm 9 years old and I'm a fashion designer. Well, I drink juice a lot at home, and then I wanted to make something out of recycling materials, but I didn't know what to make it out of, so I thought juice pouches. When I grow up, I want to be a fashion designer and make my own clothes and have a fashion line. This is my vest. I sewed soda tabs on it so that it would look like buttons. And this is my skirt/dress that I made. This pattern here was made from laser cut, and this original shoe were flip-flops, but we converted it to a sandal. And this is made from duct tape, laser cut, and flip-flops. And then these are also flip-flops, and we made them from juice pouches. So mostly these were all recycled from different things, flip-flops, juices, so we wouldn't throw them away. And this is a hat from cut-up juice boxes also. These are bottles, original like soda bottles, but we added zippers to use like a little purse.
I am a fashion designer since I was 9 years old. I feel at home, I feel comfortable, I feel like it's a place where I can come and be welcomed with open arms. I feel like Angie gave me so many opportunities since the beginning and showed me really what I really want to be. I felt like here I had a voice and I had a way of expressing it.
The whole reason I started fashion is because I saw a movie on Chanel, and she has inspired me so much throughout like the years that I wanted to recreate something like hers one day, and so this is it, but like with my own twist.
I think people really do not give them enough credit, and that's the thing. A kid cannot create. A kid can create and can create amazing things, and we just have to give them the opportunity, and that is what Design Lab does for them. I allow them to be who they are and create. So, since the idea is always to give, the next step for us was to start going into the local schools and promote this idea that we need more creativity with our children. So we have taken this program to local schools. We have met with the Department of Arts and the Science and the Math, and through the curriculum, we were able to incorporate all of these ideas and all the skills the kids can learn. So as an example, for example, these kids, the second graders at Hoyos Elementary School in Aventura, were learning about the Everglades. And they did a tremendous research about the problem in the Everglades and how perhaps they could fix it. But what they're wearing is their own textile design. They created their own artwork. We were able to print it, and then they cut and sew the garments that they're wearing right there. Another school in Bay Harbor, they were learning about the human body. It was interesting because the teacher said to me, this is such a cool way to learning. The kids did not know that one lung is smaller than the other, and they wanted to know why. But they were so excited about the creating process of their textiles. That's what they're wearing there. So you can see there's a lot of hands and hearts. So I didn't want to stay here. You know, I didn't want it to be just local. I wanted to take this idea internationally because there's kids everywhere. And so my partner and I, Paola Villamizar, created Design Lab Give. It's a nonprofit organization where what we want to do is give the skill of sewing so women and children, perhaps, could earn a living. So this summer, we took our first pilot to Colombia, and we empowered 30 young women, as you can see in this picture. And we were there for a whole week, and we gave them everything. We donated from the sewing machines to the textiles to the cutting table. Basically, we gave them a little design lab, but in Cartagena. So that's what I do, and I'm passionate about it. I actually thank all my parents that support me and my crazy ideas, and for bringing the kids right after school today. And so thank you so much. I want to now show you the future of fashion. Thank you.